Hey, welcome back. Today we're carrying on with the old Model 7 backhoe, some leaks and stuff. So today I'm going to do the boom cylinder, and it looks like the dipper stick cylinder's in the way, so we're going to have to get that out of the way. Let's do that right after this. All right, just got to get these locking tabs off this pin, and we'll move the cylinder up out of the way. I'll drop that guy. And I'm going to undo this hose. And I want to try to not have oil everywhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this hose on here. Run it down to a pail here. Hopefully it works. Undo this hose. I still might make a mess, but at least I'm trying. Okay. Push this pin out. In theory, this should just lift out of there. That's a tight fit. If I can keep that from spilling. Ah, that's good. Hardly anything came out. Got lucky. There. All right, same kind of pins there. That might be a little harder to get at, but we'll see what happens. The fitting might be in the way. Actually, what I think I'll do is I'll undo the other end first and tip it up. So the other end's secured by a cotter key, which wasn't even bent over, it was just sitting there. So let's get this out of here. And then we'll hook a hose to that just like I did the other one. Oh, nice. So that won't clear. So I have to take that one out. Back over here. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Not a lot of room to get a wrench in there or anything. Here's those parts. So, see if I can get in here with a wrench. Oh, I can get in with the box end. That's a bonus. There. Okay. Let's see. Luckily they move pretty good. I'll make sure I slobber them up really good when I put them back in. Okay. Now, take that out of there. See what happens here. Yeah. Okay, that works. I want to drain this cylinder so I don't make a mess, which I'm really good at, making a mess. Get that hose ready. I upside to a bigger pan, just in case. It's a little tedious. Actually, I got the wrong end. I want to do the other end. So that's working pretty good. Just keep pushing the oil back. Make sure it ends up in the pan. Yeah, it saved me a bit of a mess. Okay, take that hose off and we'll take it over to the bench. My apologies, I lost the audio portion of this video, so we're going to do a voiceover. So normally these cylinders have a retaining ring holding the gland in place, but this one's threaded in. So there is a special tool that just grabs those two holes and has a handle on it. You can turn it, but I don't have one of those, so a punch and a hammer will do. You just spin it out, pretty easy, and then it comes out just like another one. It pulls off. And then you just pull the cylinder out, a couple good whacks, the piston will come out of the barrel, and then we'll take it apart. So I'm using my impact gun to take the nut off. I'm using a rawhide hammer to hit the piston, try to get those seals off. After a couple of whacks come out. Now those are a seal packing set. I'll explain those more later. I had to hit it a lot. I didn't want to damage the shaft, so I resorted to using a wire brush handle. It's hardwood, and I didn't have another piece of hardwood or a brass strip. And after a lot of hitting, it finally came off. There's another set of seal packings inside the inner sleeve for the piston. Again, I'll explain those again later. And this backup ring from the piston, it was really hard also, and I had to hit it a lot. Again, with the wire brush handle, back and forth, but finally it came off. So finally the gland could slide off, and you'll notice the gland has an O-ring and a backup ring on the outside, and it has its own set of packings inside. So this is a different configuration, and this is how it came apart. This one had seal packings inside, and these are various different seals. But actually, the seals were all in backwards. I don't know why, but they were all in backwards. So I got them in the right way now. So you always put them in with the lip facing the oil. And I don't know why these were the other way around, but I'm going to reuse these. All I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little shim here on that, and then I'll just tighten the gland nut up a little bit better. And these last forever, and if they start leaking, you just tighten them up. So that's what I'm going to do. But I can't do that with inside here because I got nowhere to tighten it up. So I bought a new seal packing kit. And these come with multiple layers, and you just size them to fit. So for my application, I just took the one out. And again, they were in backwards. So we're going to put them in seal facing the oil. And let's start doing that. Need a little bit more oil. Again, the backup ring to the rod end of the cylinder, or the outside as I call it. There, now these guys, put this back in. That's ready to go. Now this here, there's a couple of wipers in there again, or sorry, backup rings in there, and an O-ring. So we got new ones of those. They go in here. There you go. Ready to go. Take those off. Okay. Let's start assembling this so we don't lose parts. Okay. Put the gland nut. New seal here. A wiper. I was putting it in as a seal, but it's a wiper. Yeah. That goes on first. Hopefully. And then this whole assembly. This guy was tight getting off. Now this with the new O-ring and the backup rings. I'm going to try putting them in individually. Might be easier. There. Much better. Okay, now I'm going to put the packing set in. I'm going to put it in the way that I think they should be. There. Now this here is just a spacer. You don't have to change that. Not worn or anything. And the nut. Again, a little bit of Loctite. This should be it, ready to go. Pretty simple. Hey guys, I got it together, but it was a struggle. She's in there tight. I ended up playing with the packings a little bit, but she's going now. But I definitely don't think she'll leak this time, but you never know. At least this kind of packing, if it get a bit of a leak, you just tighten it up, or you can add a shim and then tighten it up. There you go. Won't tighten it hard. Still got to be able to move it to put it in. Okay, let's put it in. Hey, I want to jump in here for a second and explain my comments about the seals in backwards and the different types of seals. So I'll bring you in and you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, first off, let's start by talking about our different types of seals. You've seen seals in the pistons that I've done before. They're like this, which is basically a piece of urethane with an O-ring underneath it. That's one type of piston seal. It's quite hard, not soft and forgiving at all, but it's sealed both ways. And then you've got the O-ring with the backup ring. Same thing. It seals both ways, but it's got a pretty small mating surface, so they are prone to wear. Now this is a modern seal. This replaces most seals you see nowadays. It's urethane or a type of composite rubber, and you'll see it has a lip. So you always put this side usually to the oil, and that way the oil pushes against it and expands it, and it keeps it tight against the cylinder barrel. Now the ones that this cylinder had was old school packing, and these you squeeze them, and as you squeeze them, it expands all the little, they all have individual lips. And these originally were made out of rawhide. Hence, if you've seen seals that have a CR designation, at Chicago rawhide. So it was quite common for the longest time for those to be made like that. And where I ran into problem with this one is inside I used 4 new seals, and when I squeezed it, it was too tight. It wouldn't fit in the barrel. So I ended up taking it apart 2 or 3 times, configuring. And what I ended up doing is I took one of the Teflon or urethane seals out of there, and I took one of the new packings, and I took one of these old packings, and I put it in as it was a little bit thinner, and then I was able to squeeze it enough, and that way it would go in and it fit still plenty tight. The ones you saw with the gland nut, if it gets loose, all I have to do is add a shim in there, and I may be able to tighten that up more, but I can't do that inside. So this is how we got around that. Hope this explains it. One other note, when you put a seal in like that, it's a seal trying to keep oil and debris in the cylinder. When you put it in this way, it becomes a wiper seal, which is trying to keep water and debris out of the cylinder. That's why you've seen on the rod ends, most of the seals are going in like this as a lip seal or a wiper seal. Hope that explains it. So I'm going to sneak this back in here underneath this bracket. Have to get the hoses up. I hook the hoses up first, otherwise I can't get in there to tighten them up. Hope I got these right. down in place. Make sure these are still accessible. Give you a lot of room here. Okay, put the pins in. Okay, that's that one. Now, which one is this one going to be? Hopefully I'll move. I'll get the hoses on. Otherwise I'll have to run it electronically or hydraulically. That's moving. Almost. Gotta be close. Try that. And which pin was it? That one. Hey, look at that. I got lucky. Put that special cotter pin in, it doesn't do anything. There. That's that one. Bring this back down. Now, I'm going to get that open. She's a little spread. Hey, got it. And the last pin. There. I don't know which one went where. It looks like that one would go there. There. Well, before I lock anything down, I'm going to fire it up. Okay, let's see what happens. So everything works. I'm just going to finish tightening it up, and then we'll try it for real. So this is what you're left with after doing 7 hydraulic cylinders and a control valve. You got a lot of leftover parts. I think I'm done with doing this for a bit. Hey guys, the boom cylinder's all back on. Works great, not leaking. This thing was leaving puddles like crazy. So we've got the boom cylinder done. We've got the outrigger stabilizer cylinders done. I rebuilt the control valve twice. Rebuilt the lift cylinders and the bucket cylinders on the loader. I think we're done doing cylinders for a while. So if you like these videos, please like and subscribe, and catch us on the next time. I'll be taking the backhoe off pretty soon. It's early November now, so I'm going to be putting the snowblower on there. So please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.